It really did look colder than it actually was. Here at Harrington, where there's one of the few remaining prairie grain elevators, the snow was fairly thick on the ground. But a Chinook was coming in. It has been warming up fairly steadily ever since that horrible cold snap we had. And today, it was looking pretty good. There were flocks of redpolls flitting around, and I came across this big bunch of mule deer that just stood there and posed for me. Well, at least until they didn't feel like it anymore, and then they just bounced away. I was headed southeast, down toward Keogh Lake and areas down there, just to have a look around. And as I rolled on, the day kept getting warmer. Water was running off the rooftops as the snow was melting, so I tried for some pictures of the splashes. That didn't really work, so here's some video instead. The wind picked up a little bit as the warm air moved in, and as I drove along I saw, well, this guy. Or girl, I should say. That's a snowy owl. Could be an immature one, going by all those dark feathers. Handsome birds. Just like these guys, redpolls. They're funny little things. Love to see them picking at seeds. And then as I left the redpolls, there was that same snowy owl. It must have taken off and flown around me. Keogh Lake was just down the road, and of course it was frozen over and covered with snow, so I went up on the ridge to the northeast of it to have a look. Man, those Chinook clouds rolling in, just gorgeous. And then another snowy owl. This is a male. So beautiful. And so many horned larks. Those guys are everywhere. Mule deer, too. I bet I saw 200 of them. It was still warm as I turned around and headed back north on the slushy roads. And then as the sun set, it had a little bonus for me. As it dropped behind the mountains, its final rays hit the Chinook arch overhead and reflected back onto the snowy peaks. Snowy peaks that are going to stay that way for quite a while longer. I mean, after all, it is still January, and I don't really mind a slow melt.